introduce to. I introduce to the viewers that view in this video Avi Adir, a nomad musician, as you call
himself. Traveler musician.
Yes. And I would start with the format of the interview. I would like it to be not serious, but I imagine myself that as a unity, God divided itself into some different persons, you, me, and other people, and he, as a unity, he knows everything about himself. But when he communicates, like his parts communicate, something different happens. And so, as a unity, we know everything about ourselves, but communicating something interesting can occur.
Yeah, that's interesting view.
Yes. So it's just like
so God has some split personality.
Yes.
Many different split.
Yes.
And when we meet, then we share some different view of different eyes.
Yes. And we in this way we know ourselves better as a whole. Yeah. So we know everything, but now we are having just maybe fun or some interesting conversation, because you are a very interesting person to me, especially, and I think to many people who come to your concerts, who come to your workshops, because you said that for 20 years already you are traveling. Yes.
I'm traveling actually for more than like 25, 27 years ago. I left Israel with my Dutch woman that we were in love in Israel, and we left Israel 1995. And I supposed to go to live in Holland with her and then get married and all this, but it didn't happen. Anyway, I stayed in Amsterdam for some years, and since then I feel like I'm really like traveling. I didn't have. Amsterdam was a kind of a home for me after Tel Aviv, and it was like a hometown. I got to know everything there. I lived there. But every winter I used to go to travel, and I think really like traveling a lot constantly is like the last, I would say 12 years.
12 years.
That I'm always on the. So what I do now, the last 12 years, I come to Goa. I really discover Iron Ball after so many traveling, and I decided there's a good place to be and a great community. And this was my place where I really also grow with my music. There's a lot of people. It's like a big gathering. It's like a big festival actually. And there with all other musicians that I meet, creating some different combination of a performance together. And so I used to come in the winter to Goa, and then in the summer just traveling around Europe, Russia, a lot, Ukraine. This was my center, like where I worked in the summer, and then again in the winter come to Goa again. So, but during the summer I travel a lot, many countries. I've been China, Mexico, anywhere. But a lot of traveling. So I go festivals, really nice, different festivals. And I stay in Russia many times, in Ukraine.
Are there any difficulties when you lead such a life, when you don't have maybe permanent home, house, and travel all the year round?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Goa for me is the place where I could come and put my stuff and make my house, my rental house. I can make it my space and for long term, let's say a few months, 5 months. The rest of the time, yeah, I got used to it, everywhere where I get, maybe for 1 week in one place, somebody leave me a house somewhere for a few weeks, I stay there. And everywhere where I have my space, I try to make it really nice, some decoration, some put all my instruments and have my practice space. And then it's okay, I have no problem with this. Just the last 2.5 years I lived in Goa constantly without break. So this was a big change in my life, and I guess life of many other people since the lockdown. And it was great experience because then I experienced how is it to have like a roots, to have one place where I can stay and have routine, and so it was a great time. And somehow I'm quite used to the traveling, and there is really something I really like about it is that I have all my equipment with me, and I'm just traveling and invited to different places, and wherever I go, wherever I fly to, there's always some welcome, somebody take care of me, help me, and when I get there, I just come and share my gift, my what I can share as a human being, my music and my knowledge, my experience with So I actually now, after 2.5 years being in one place, I really miss traveling and meeting a lot of people, different festivals, different countries. Uh, yeah, the only difficult point for me is the check-in in the airport. This is the most stressy part in my life. I don't have so much stress except of this, where I have to take all my instrument and all my luggage, and they always make me problem about this. So this how I have to navigate through my traveling. The rest is all like with the flow.
Do you usually live alone or with someone?
I live alone, yeah, mostly. I mean, I had some relationship in my life and some parts of my life where I live together with a partner, but mostly I really appreciate my space, having my own space because I need a lot of space. The whole day busy with the music, with myself, and yeah, I live alone mostly.
And about the instruments, so what name of this instrument?
This is the Greek bouzouki.
Bouzouk.
Bouzouki. Bouzouki. There is an Irish bouzouki also, and this is the Greek version. It's the three double string. It's the old version. The new version of the Greek bouzouki is four double string, 8 string. This is 6 string. And this costume made for me some maker in Athens, in Greece. I got it 4 years ago, but I already played bouzouki like maybe since, yeah, already 12 years since the first bouzouki.
Why did you choose Bouzouk as your main instrument?
No, my main instrument, just to be clear, is my voice. Yeah.
Ah, yes.
It's was always with me since I'm a child. I had a guitar. I was an artist, and then I get the guitar when I was 12 years old. And my main instrument was like vocal. I didn't realize it then. I try guitar, I try many different instruments, but when I lived in Amsterdam, like 12 years ago, I used to play with David Swarup, also the hand player.
yes.
Yeah. I don't know. One morning I wake up and I had a dream that I go to a shop in Amsterdam. Is a very big shop of second-hand instrument, a very beautiful musical instrument. And I had in the dream that I go to the shop and I look for a very similar instrument, this Turkish saz, baglama. It's also 3 strings, long neck, body like this. So I thought, okay. So I think the other day I went to the shop and I was looking at this baglama, saz, I touched a bit, and then I saw a bouzouki. And I didn't know this instrument so much. I know it from Israel, you know, I grew up in Israel and bouzouki was like almost traditional there. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, and I took it down, and when I make the sound, I really enjoyed it so much. And I was like, oh, that's a nice thing. It's a bit like guitar, you know, it's not the saz instrument. And yeah, since so I decided to buy it. It was very expensive. I could not afford it then, but I exchanged it with a different instrument that I have and effect pedal. In the end, I got the instrument, and since then, it becomes my main. I don't use guitar anymore, and especially when I perform. Why I like bouzouki? Because it's also like a guitar for me. Yeah, it gives me all the chords, the chords that I need to sing. But it's also very melodical. So it's very melodical and it's also very kind of like a guitar. You can strum on it to give the rhythm. And so I really like the sound of it, and it's minimal. It's like half guitar, yeah? Guitar is 6 strings, too much. This is very melodic.
But there are more minor chords here, yes?
No, it's like a guitar. You can do major, minor, all the scales. You know, it just have all. It's a 3 octave. You can get really. It's a long neck, and normally it's a different tune from this. This tuning I discovered 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I started to do it myself. I wanted a tuning that goes together with the duduk in B minor. So I tuned the low string to B. The other string I left. So normally it's D, A, D. Yeah, it's open tune. It's like a tempura or like open tune guitar. And now I tune it to B. And since I think around 4 months ago I started to go back to the B from D. And that's what I use now. It's you can do major, but I like minor. I do that. So it's have always this string as the. Yeah,
It sounds like Sufi music, this one.
yeah.
So, do you use maybe religious themes in your music? Muslim, Christian.
Yeah, I guess it's all mixed in my music. I was born in a Jewish Iraqi family. So my parents are both from Iraq, from Baghdad. They escaped. I don't know if they escaped from Iraq. I used to say it, but I think the American just push all the Jewish from Iraq to come to Israel to build the country, and be there. So they came in 1951, and I was born there in the 60s into this Arabic language, Arabic music. My grandfather and everybody was in Israel then, and so I guess the Arabic Islamic music or whatever they bring from there, the vibe was inside of me already since I was born. And along the way, I did everything like rock, jazz. In the army in Israel, I was a singer in a group of the army. There was few groups, changing groups, and I was a singer there. So this was my school of music. Yeah, we perform a lot all over the countries, practice together in group, and but after this I went underground. I didn't like the official kind of national stuff. So I went like rock. I was really rock. I had electric guitar, singing, drummer, bass, and shouting.
Can you play rock on this?
Yeah, sure. I sometimes do this song. It's I think this is the song I did in the concert. It's very quiet, and then it goes like the line. You wanna know the one inside. And the song goes like this, yeah, but then in one end it comes this for me more like kind of what I feel like rock, drums. So yeah, rock, jazz, everything is inside of me. I mean, religious never really. Maybe the Jewish, the Jewish Chazan.
What
is the Jewish Chazan? Is the guy in the synagogue who's doing the singing like the Muslim Allahu Akbar. There is the Jewish in the synagogue Chazan. So I guess I have from both of this. Sometimes I hear myself, it sounds like this. So yeah, so what I discover with my voice is really like freedom, yeah? I start to feel more free with my voice. I don't have to sing one song of me, a song of someone. I can do improvisation like, and this is something that I started to share more and more and enjoy, to feel that this is, that I kind of, found my, my space, like where I can sit, create some sound, and start to let the flow of energy, life energy that goes through me, transform into sounds, melodies, rhythms. And of course it's my language, all my life I speak the music is my language, and I know many words, many sentences. I can always come up with something, but my main interest is like when I'm alone and when I get together with musicians is to create something from scratch, like, when I take Andre Tanzu, is like a genius percussion player, high level, yeah. Gennady Lavrentiev is a high-level violin player, guitarist, musician, like tabla player. Those two musicians, I come to play with them. It's a big honor. But what I'm looking for is like how I am alone, with myself and do improvisation and play and have this backing track and just play. So how to create together the space where we, three of us, can just enjoy freedom of music. So not too much streaks of remembering some things, repeating, and all this stuff. Like this, I try to do in my life, but mostly what I really was attracted always improvisation. And somehow I find myself on stage with other musicians or with myself, like never knowing what is gonna come. I know that somebody asked me to do a concert, they pay, they give me a hotel or whatever, but my passion really to share is to come on stage and start to make music. Like last concert, I have the song, I have this, and then when musician comes, then start really the integration and new things coming in the moment. So my thing now that I understand is that if I have good musician, I can create a new music in the moment, you know. And this is my passion. And when I discover this, there is no way back, It's like this is what I want to share. Of course, I have composition, I have songs, I have many things I carry with me all my life, and I love to share this. I write songs but what I really, my passion to share is really to be together with people and share this feeling of freedom that everyone inside feels, this freedom of like creativity. And I do it with music, so mostly. And so when I come together with people or other musicians, that's what I feel. I don't like so much anymore, repeating same things and mantras and kirtan is a great tool to unite people together as one. As I really respect this, but it's not my thing. So my thing is, to create something in the moment that can uh, touch us, touch the people in the place where they feel, yeah, I also have this. I don't need any forum actually. I just need some space, a bit like tempura or something like on the synthesizer, and I can start to create something and fly, like painting. So yeah, you've been in my workshop, so I was talking about this a lot, about empty white canvas. This is the space. And this is what I do mostly for myself, when after yoga and this I just put tempura and I start to see what I like, which flute, what instrument, and start to play. And so I fill my life with more like sounds and busy with learning music still. And I forgot what was your question, but anyway.
And
It's not important,
yes.
I guess.
And is it more difficult for you to improvise when you know so many phrases and sentences, because you get two notes and it's already maybe becoming a sentence in your head?
That's true, yeah. Yeah, so many times a sentence become in my head from some sentence that I play a lot, like for example this sentence. So this sentence is going with me for years. So the thing is, if something come, I have these two notes that I'm for. If something come like this, I take it because it's in the moment come to me. It's from my own language, yeah, my own thing. I go with it because it comes to me now. I hear it. So my really strong rule in music is always what makes me really connect is when I hear something. So sometimes I hear something and some voice in me said, "Oh no, maybe do something else more," you know. But once I really follow this line of what I hear, then the music starts to come out of me. Then, you know, so when I start two notes and this melody comes, yeah, I take it. But then it's going to take me in another way. And sometimes you have a lot of new kind of combination of patterns of coming. And sometimes it's just my how to say vocabulary, my what I care. It's coming, but it's coming now, spontaneous. It's like, you know, I shoot it like when I talk. When we talk is improvisation. So when I talk music, I shoot. You know, whatever my vocabulary, maybe some new things coming, but especially with musicians, some new holograms, you know. And but basically, it's have always the root notes, you know, like this. I start from root notes. I really like it, and that gives me all everything, how to make the story. Because from the root notes you have yes, harmony, and then you have and then you have it's a different feeling. And then you have the minor. Tension. It's like not nice. I don't know what to do, not comfortable, and back home. So all this interval is all what you have in music to build, you know, to create different holograms. Like actually, physically, you're creating, as I see it, you create hologram in the air of so if I play this, this waves is going, and then come together with it, you know. I mean, and they come together in the space, and they create an hologram, yeah. And this hologram is like exists here, penetrating in us. You know, we feel it. And the whole music is about this, you know, relationship between tones. So there is this tones and maybe three tones that create chords, or two tones that create the open chords, not minor, not major. But it creates the ground, you know, the first and the fifth create the ground. And over it, yeah, you come with your story. You're like a storyteller, yeah? When you do improvisation, you start the story, you don't know where you're going. You know you have this ground, or maybe two chords as a ground. But if you know this is the minor chord as your ground, so I will be tension. So you go. This is music. You create a story. You know, every story in life or in movies on this always have some tension, and then you're like, without drama, without tension. There is also in music is the same. It's of course spontaneous, but there is its expression of emotion, and so it's a waves. Waves of life energy that goes through me, express itself in this hologram. Hologramic sounds and rhythms and melodies, and how I see it is it's more about even the melodies that I bring and carry with me is just my language to express life energy that goes through me in this moment, and to share it, to put it out. And I do it with myself, and I do it with people, and it's a great experience. It's a great profession to have in life. I feel really blessed to have this, that I can do this, as make my living from this. Because it's like the child, who wants to play all the time, and he never stopped to play, And everybody kind of respect it, and nobody say, hey, you're grown up, come on. Yes, you're playing very nice. Can you play us a song? Can you come to this festival? That's how my life, always inviting teacher. Everybody invite me. So I feel lucky with this, and I dedicate myself into all this. Every time, get the better instruments, better sounds with all my electronic, better improve, to get a better sound for myself, and then share it.
So you have many toys as a child.
Exactly, yeah. It's like a room full of toys, and I can invite my friend also. Everyone is a child who like to play music. Music is one of the things that left for us as an adult to still feel like to play, and like to feel this playful feeling of dancing. When we do dancing, it's the same. And music, I see it as another things that stay with us, with everyone, that we can always go back to this playful child who express itself, himself, herself with this music, sound. It's a dance, it's a rhythm. Yeah, and doing it together, it's really joyful because we always share ourselves with the verbal talking. So many words we find to express how we feel, what we see. And finally, with music, you have this totally abstract kind of stuff that you can express sometimes more deeper than words. Some sound, some vibration from inside of you express a lot of what you feel, what is going on, really. And it's a great relief, it's a great satisfaction to be able
to... It's also like a therapy.
Yes. You feel so satisfied when you're able to express something that was there, and you try to write about it, you try to tell people, and then, this vibration is like, and then people receive it, and you feel that you managed to share it, then you feel like happy, something. So music, it's I guess another tool for us to get in touch with our heart, with our child, this child inside, the natural how we was born, natural, and adjusted to this culture and this world in a way that we lost the connection with nature because we had to survive and we had to do more. So music, for me, basically, I guess it's this meditation where I can create some sounds and melodies to get in touch again with my child, with my heart, and to feel the connection, with the source of life. This, and it's a gift. I feel that we all have, but it's something that we not all of us really kept as a treasure to really have it and to work with it and to do something. We always think, yeah, and we are not good enough, so we leave it for someone else to, okay, nice. But I feel that everyone, each one of us should take it a bit more like a treasure, and because we all like it. So we like to go dance. Oh, yeah, play music, play, take an instrument and play and do it and enjoy it. So I'm here, basically what I feel that I'm doing with my music is to remind people that they have it, everyone have it, because you see me, I'm simple, I'm not like, wow, it's very simple. So everyone start to feel, I can also feel free and make music, and that's what I feel that I'm really sharing and touching people. This is my job, that's why I start to do a singing circle and all this kind of workshop and individual. I feel like coaching people.
What would you recommend to a person who wants to make music, but maybe he is afraid, maybe he thinks about himself, he cannot do that?
Yeah, that's a bit not easy, because for to make something that you feel that is good, you need also feedback. Yeah, it's not only you judge yourself. Oh, I do it. It's good, not good. So when you get feedback from outside, from people, family, a stranger, and they tell you, "Oh, this is really nice," it gives you So feedback is very important, but the practice, what we call practice. I don't like the word practice. What I really like is the word to spend time with your instrument. So if your instrument is vocal, you say, yeah, I don't know how to play other instrument, my voice. Spend time with your vocal as a musical instrument. Go to YouTube, take some lesson how to open the word. Go individual, go groups, whatever, and spend time with your instrument. So every time my voice, or if you choose flute, yeah, with the flute, I'm going to spend some time, create space, and learn some scales, do some. So what I recommend, for everyone to do is like to choose maybe in the beginning some specific instrument. So if it's your voice, so okay, my voice, what I do with my voice, how I use it as a musical instrument, how I make music with it, and how I learn to develop it, how I learn to make scales, with my voice and rhythms. So what I recommend is to say, okay, I want to spend more time with my instrument, with my musical. So creating space is very important, and so like you create space for yoga or for meditation. So our voice knows how to get the frequency to imitate, to be in harmony. That's easy, yeah? But when we have to do so if we go from here like and you go you see, this never practice is to keep the tension, and this is something when you're a musician you learn to to control. So you go. Yeah, that's the roots, and then you go. And you go. So basically, you have no problem with your ears as a vocalist. You have no your ears working good. So when you hear, we call it ears, but when you see frequency, you feel it, your voice know how to imitate the frequency. So some people have much more problem with this, it takes them really long time to get to make the frequency, maybe hours, maybe days. Yeah? So for you, it's no problem. Your ears working. What you need is to do a training of like scales, like you follow scale, like sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, sa. All this sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, or do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. So you can have a keyboard or something or on your phone, and you have to follow the notes what you hear. And when you follow it, you're like training yourself to move from different frequency to different frequency, not only stay on the roots. And when you train yourself to move to different frequency, it means that when the root is there, you play another frequency that have some tension relationship with this, and that's where the difficult comes for many people. Good. So this is the home, and then it's half tone, yeah? So the chromatic scale is very important to practice that. Move between frequency, so when you have an instrument like this, a guitar, you can do in one string to give you the frequency and you follow, or piano. And this is the basic practice as I see it for the hearing, for that next time that you do improvisation, something, and you hear, that's where I want to be, that you can go there. So you practice to be able to, if you hear something, I want to be there, you practice to be able to be there. And the more you do it, move frequencies, different frequency with your voice. So voice is your main melodic instrument, actually. If you can sing and do improvisation with people. So when you can control your voice, and because what you say is that sometimes you hear that it's distant, it's not really what, you hear your voice, but it's not how you imagine or hear that, and then you will be happy, satisfied when you hear, So this is it's like any other instrument that you practice. It's the voice. It's practicing scale, intervals, rhythms. You start to control your voice, and then when you do jam session or something, and you choose where to be and how to fit together in these holograms together, you can control your voice a bit more, and you can go with what you hear, because it's all about how to. I hear something, and I want to go there and be together, and once you have more control on your voice, then you are more happy because you can really do what is really you feel, not just do something pattern or program yourself to do something that sounds good. You want to go and I feel like this, I want to do this, yes, I can do it. So for you, I recommend just to really do scales, major, minor, whatever, and chromatic. And, any kind of scale moving like one octave. Scale. Yeah, Indian is all the same. They all have scale. If you have a minor scale, it gives you this atmosphere of minor, the sound. And you do the scales long, in many ways. You can climb in different patterns. Yeah, you can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, and then you go down. Or you climb 1, 2, 3, one step back, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. So you train yourself a different pattern to climb and go up. And there's thousands of different mathematical combinations of how you can go up and down. And this is the main practice of every musician, is to practice the scale, so you can move at a distance from tone to tone like this. And then when you have this movement and you have this freedom, you can move in many different ways. You can jump. Then you feel free to do improvisations, like when you dance, you have to feel that you can move in a different way. And then when you do the scales, up and down in a different way, in the triples or quad, then you feel free to start to dance. You have something that you can control. You can play with other musicians a bit, to do something that fits nice together. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, each one of us needs something specific. So when I do like individual, I have individual student online since the lockdown. Everyone is different. And for me, every time that I come to share and coach and help someone, I need to get to know them, what they need, where they are, and spontaneously I find a way to help them. So I don't think there is one way that you should follow, but if you go to kirtan, it's very good because you practice, to be together and sing things and control your voice to do things. But when you go improvisation, it's advanced, It's something, it's a high level. It means that you feel free, and to do everything what you hear, you do it. So you need to spend more time with the instrument and control everything that you can feel free. It's a matter of time, how much time you spend.
Thank you. And here I see very many harps.
Yeah, it's my collection.
Show them
to the video. Yeah.
So many. What is the difference? Why you use different?
Yeah, so some of them are really like costume harp, like they have a different tune, like one note is a bit different, so I can make the no. This is the minor scale, so I order a harmonica that when I blow, I start the root notes of the minor scale, and when I go, otherwise, when you have like, this one is the normal blues harmonica. Yeah, it's different chord than this, it's also different key, but it's a minor chord. It's already tuned in a way. So I have few of this costume made, and I order also a different one. And then I started to practice also like blues harmonica. So the great thing about harmonica, what I like, is that you can bend the note. So if you do like, so this sounds more like voice. Also. And this is in blues harmonica. I wanna already the second note is semi-bend. If I do normal, it's like, but I have to do. Okay, and That's the blues one. This one totally different, and I was like, well, but this I don't play so much. But also I like harmonica because it's an instrument that you can put on a holder and play guitar with it. So I have a harmonica holder. This is the blues, and then I can play the Bouzouk, like this. I can play with the holder, and I can play together the notes with them. Something stuck here, but it's an instrument that you can play together, like a vocal. I tried this instrument for many years, and seriously, I just started, I think, 10 years ago to really seriously practice it, to understand what is going on. And the last 2.5 years also in the lockdown, I learned much more about it, and technique and blues harmonica. And it's never-ending process. Meanwhile, I have a collection, so I have to make a case to hold it really nice. And I can choose, which tone. But mainly now what's happening is that I have these two harmonica, one blues, one costume tune with the B minor, and this is the main harmonica where I play. The rest, I have amazing harmonica, like I have this, where is it, the metal one? Where is the metal? Yeah, this you see.
Wow.
It's heavy. The body is from metal, and it's create a really strong sound. Need to warm up, but this is like, I have different harmonica. Each one I was focusing to get. Yeah, this is the Honor Marine Band. This is really the classic. Everyone play Honor Marine Band is one of the best harmonica. It's a bamboo. This one. It's a crossover. It's a bamboo. It's not wood. And this one of the most favorite harmonica for all the blues harmonica. And it's but it's a copper, not copper, brass reed. And brass reed, they after sometimes can damage. And Seidel, this company Seidel, they came up with the reeds from metal. I would say pure metal. Stainless steel reed. So it's a bit different sound, And this is more. And it's different vibration, but it will stay for many years without need to, replace the reed or something. So I have both of them, like different harmonica. I try everything. I want the best, and now I start to play the harmonica a bit like blues. Now it's supposed to be, but still a lot of practice. And the flute is the same, I have this.
Now I think about buying one.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's a great instrument.
Wow.
You can carry with you everywhere. Just buy the C harmonica. This is a C. It's a standard, blues. Buy a good one, maybe from Honor, one of the Honor, not expensive, not cheap one. And then go to YouTube and get the C. Everybody give lesson on C harmonica. Get all the master of harmonica, give you everything what you need, all the basic and what you need, and you start and you have it in your pockets. And it's not even your voice that have to be there. You know how to go between notes like this, make rhythm and play along with people. Maybe it's a great instrument, but very difficult.
Difficult.
Yeah.
and even
it's pranayama, you know.
Ah.
You play the melody all like this, sucking air. It's not normal flute and voice, it's all like blowing. Melody. But here you play in two directions. You know, so it's this difficult and also a little bending and all this. But it's a great compact instrument to carry and to practice music, you know. Yeah.
I like it very much.
Yeah, harmonica.
It gives such a vibe.
Yeah, this one, everybody immediately connect to it. It has something like accordion or, yeah, I love harmonica. It's always lift my spirit up, you know, when I live in Arambol, you know, I go every day, I go to the plateau with my dogs, you know, and go up, and I always have harmonica. And whenever I feel I sit, play or walk and play, it's an easy instrument. You can make sounds like very fast. And then when you practice, there's details there, technique and this that you have to practice. But it's a good instrument for everyone, I think. I recommend. And it's also pranayama. So when you play harmonica, you always do this, you know, you do this. Always breathe, you know. It's so when you play harmonica, you
It's like holotropic breathing.
Yeah, it's exactly, you know. It's something that activates your breathing more than what it normally is. You know. Also, flute is really good.
Yes, so many flutes.
So yeah, so I have all this collection, of course, and I carry all with me. But basically, I really like the Bouzouk. That's my first what I really like, you know. So I always try to get another one, better sound, and it's a bamboo flute with 6 holes, you know. And it's like holes is like when you cut the bamboo and it becomes short. So after pranayama, you know, you take this piece and you blow like. When you blow a flute, you know, you start to see how you feel. If your sound is like, you see, I'm stressy, so you have to relax. And then when your sound's becoming like smooth, you know, you see, okay, now I'm relaxed. So flute is a difficult instrument because it shows exactly your state. If you're not relaxed, if you're stressed, you cannot make a nice sound. So you have to work a lot of like. Smooth. And when you are performing, for example, and there's like 100 people watching you on this, it's also more stress. It's like, and then to get relaxed and get some nice sound. So when you play the flute, you can hear exactly how you feel. You know. Also when you sing, it's a kind of a mirror also for us to see what we feel. And the best is, of course, when you are really like very relaxed and you have space to listen. You know, you listen and the music comes to you and you just follow what you hear. So and then you take the space to listen and to let life breathe. Yeah. So this is my key, how I can find myself in this place where I always want to be, in this magic flow, where everybody wants to be in the magic flow. I also am looking for it all my life, but there is no recipe or something that you can say, do this and this, and you will be in the flow. Every day is a new crazy
Every
life.
recipe is already not flow.
Exactly, recipe is not flow. You do something to get somewhere, and it's like, okay, but it's not, because life is always changing, as every moment different. But my strongest recipe, what I always do, is relax my belly. There's a lot of tension here. So when I manage to relax my belly, my abdomen, the muscle of my belly, then life starts to breathe. It's like when you go to rest or sleep. And this relaxing the jaw, the tongue. These two things is my recipe while I play music. Also, if I play I do like that. I have to relax all the body to, to be really there and to listen where I'm going, where I was. So it's all about relaxation mostly. And from relaxation comes the power of life. Life knows how to just give it a relaxation, and it will know what to do. It's intelligent what to do, when. And this is, feel the big recipe that I always use every time to get connected. And this is what I share with people, is all about this. Let life breathe, listen, and then see how it knows what to do. But we are so programmed to force life to do what the programs tell us to do, or what we learn in the past, and so we never let this intelligence tell us what to do. We're always, because we're afraid, because mostly it will tell us to do something that we're afraid to do. Oh, it's unknown, it's new, strange, no. So of course, and also meditation is scary. Everything that is about relaxation with nothing is scary. It's like, no, what's going on?
If there is nothing, there is no me.
Yeah.
And the
ego.
ego is very afraid of that.
Yeah, the things that talking and always is the ego, is a stream of ego that make an image like I am this and this and this. And it's really like big stream. Without the ego, without this, we are like a new something totally, and it's scary. And that's why it's scary to take drugs, psychedelic drugs. It's scary to do meditation. It's scary to meet this place, where it's like, oh, I don't know what to do. Well, but we're all on the same path, we have a chance in life to really meet this space, this unknown space in different ways. And yeah, I guess music for me, it's another way to spend more time in this and improvisation into the unknown. And anyway, I don't know what is this life. Nobody knows so much. We are searching, we are looking into it to discover what is this. And every time we discover, music is something that keeps me like. I don't know, it's like, of course, it's my profession, so this is how I make my living. It's something what I share. But it's also for me is something that without this, well, I don't know what I do. Read books, write books, okay, but I don't write song, yeah. But the music is something really great that everyone, like you say, harmonica, and it keeps you, it keeps you like playful, and it keeps you into this frequency of sounds and melodies that keeps your mind a bit more calm, because the mind is never stop. it's a traffic there all the time, something comes. And when I play music is I think and dance or it's the only time when it's really like the mind a bit relaxed. So I got this habit, I'm addicted to music and singing and because it's helped me to go through life, through this mystery life of never-ending thoughts and want and desires and all this. And all the program that I follow, that I was programmed to. And, so music is something, keeps the freedom and keeps me not busy too much. I guess.
So we can recommend to our viewers to make music, to practice, not to think but to sing.
Oh, nice! Not think but to sing. Yeah. Everywhere you go, you can just sing. And nobody hear you for yourself in the kitchen, in the motorbike, in the car, in the forest, in the beach. To activate this and to, because when you sing, you have to breathe. So when you need to breathe, it's already you're more connected with life energy, and life energy is it's not so much the mind. So singing is a great, and dancing of course is a great. It's the same instrument. So once you do it, you start to get more, I guess, in tune with the life energy than with the mind energy. Mind we need, but sometimes it's going different way and it takes us stressfully into this worries about the future and how is the past, if I did good or not. We never really hear. And I guess when we start to sing, make music, and let life breathe, because it needs to breathe as a musical machine, then we feel more present in the moment. I guess, music helps us to feel present. Yeah, it's great. Otherwise, without it, I don't know. Yeah, everyone uses different tools. Some make jewelry. Everyone has his own meditation and own things. And I don't think you have to choose only for one thing. I love to do many other things. I do sculpture. Sometimes I do design for my poster or CDs, whatever, just to be creative. So everyone choose for himself what to do. Write a song, write a book. Yeah, more questions?
I think our meeting is coming to an end.
Yeah.
And maybe for the end you play something, some improvisation.
Okay. So maybe I play the harmonica, because the Bouzouk is harmonica is really something more kind of contain everything. Yeah. So. Sorry, this harmonica, something I did something wrong there, but if I take probably this.
Wow.
See, so what I share is like a wave of life energy that starts from nowhere, you know, nowhere, and then get into the the beat of the heart, following this beat, the BPM of your feeling, and you go into this is the roots that carries the groove, and the tum, 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 and let life makes melody and rhythm together and get like in a trance. And when life gets a bit tired, again go into this no rhythm, and, you know, and then catch another wave. So it's like you are in the ocean catching waves of life energy.
Wow.
So you wait, and that's how you feel, and then you go, everybody, and then go down a bit and wait for another wave. That's how I see it. Waves, catching waves of life energy that express itself with sounds and rhythms, and it's like celebration, you know, celebration of life. Life is celebrating with music. It's like, yeah, because it's fucking serious in this culture reality. You have to be really, you have to do something to survive and to be something that everybody accepts and love. You cannot just do whatever you want, you know. So it's very serious, and music is the place, I think, where we can dance through the serious place and really connect with live energy. The dance and yeah, and yeah, one small harmonica and you can make a lot of sounds.
So you have caught the wave of cosmic ocean with Avi Adir and me. This was a really nice cosmic wave and of much drive I felt and much vibe from harmonics. I just felt in love with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
just now. Yes, and Bouzouk is
also
it touches the strings of a soul. I think.
the string of the soul, yeah, the string of the music.
Okay, so thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thanks for inviting me for this interview. You know, and I like you. You're very emotional, very attentive. You're very focused, and I can see that you have your own story. You know that I don't know, and so thank you for inviting me to that you are interested and you do this. It's very beautiful, and yeah, that's what I can say. And let's see how it's going to be on YouTube.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.